All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another video here on my channel. I am the Semiotician, and today we are not going to be playing Legacy, in part because I've had a very busy week and I have not yet had time to sit down and play a league since the last time I played a league. In fact, I wasn't even able to make it to the 1K that I said I was going to go to at the start of my last video. Sometimes life gets in the way, and that is perfectly acceptable and probably good to let life get in the way and not let magic get in the way of life. However, uh, this evening, I got a very nice package in the mail, and I thought that it would be cool to open said package, show you what is inside, and then to take a look at my paper Doomsday deck. I can show you the cards that I've got in it. I thought that'd be a fun way to upload some content to the channel. And then we'll get back to our usual MTGO gameplay shortly. But I did want to say as well, if you notice here, I've got my mic going tonight. I've got some like weird kind of setup. I have limited space in my apartment, but I'm trying to make do here to do this this live video. But we got a new microphone right here as well, and so I'm hoping that that is sounding nice. Gone are the days of the crappy AirPods and the HyperX headset that I was using before. And so we have advanced from the Stone Age to what you might call the Bronze Age. Um, and I hope that this sounds nice. I'm still kind of tinkering around with some of the audio settings. So it's possible that this does not sound nice. And if it doesn't, when I notice that in editing, I will do my best to try to fix it. Without further ado, though, let's check out what we've got in this nice envelope. You will see that I have already opened it because I could not help myself. But I haven't opened it all the way. On the back, enjoy the Doomsdays is written here. And so there might be some indication of what is inside. I decided that I wanted to get some Doomsdays in the original Weatherlight artwork altered for my Doomsday deck because I really like this original Weatherlight artwork, and I'm kind of getting some spicy versions of cards in my Doomsday deck now, trying to pimp it out a little bit, and I thought we need some way to pimp out the namesake card. And so I came across Hummingbird alters on YouTube. He's Steve, and Steve does really cool art. I'm going to link his YouTube channel where he posts a bunch of shorts of him painting various cards. You can kind of check out what he's up to. But you will also notice that there is a new video, which is also linked, where it shows him painting what is inside this envelope. And if you guessed, what is inside this envelope is 4 Weatherlight Doomsdays. So we're going to open this up and take a look at what's inside. And then we will look at the rest of my paper Doomsday deck and imagine what it will be like to have these in there. So we'll try to do this in a nice, cool, hidden manner. Steve sent me some sweet stickers of various hummingbirds, which is pretty awesome. Maybe I can stick this to a mic stand or something like that. We got a hummingbird with boxing gloves. You love to see a hummingbird wearing boxing gloves. We've got this almost like Birds of Paradise style hummingbird, which is pretty awesome. In fact, it would actually be funny just to stick this on top of a Birds of Paradise. Maybe I'll do that as a joke for my commander deck. We shall see. We've got another hummingbird sticker here and another hummingbird sticker there. So these are like pretty cool. I think this is original art that Steve put together for his logo and channel or whatnot, and I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited to stick those on something. Alrighty, but now for what is inside this top loader. There are 4 Doomsdays in here, and this is still, you will see, sealed. I have not taken all 4 of them out yet, and all of them are slightly different. And so we're going to look into these together here. So are you ready? Are you ready for the reveal? Watch the glare just ruin this completely. Boom. Holy shit. That is pretty damn nice, I must say. So this is the first one, beautifully displayed here on the top of the top loader. Let's see if I can get the angle here. Is kind of scuffed, but check that out. So my like kind of prompt for Steve was to make it look like the Doomsday is causing the card to explode. He had done a bunch of other art that I really liked, with like soul rings exploding and lotus petals and other things like that. And I was like, well, Doomsday is such a powerful card. It would be really neat if we could signify that the card is so powerful that the art just cannot be contained within the confines of the card frame. And so I kind of told that to Steve, and Steve was like, I can definitely make that happen. So let's see what the others look like, because I think each of them are exploding in slightly different ways. Sorry, I'm like bumping my microphone. We've got a giant knife, and I'm not going to look at the camera while I'm doing this, so I do not destroy the Doomsdays with this wild Japanese knife. But, you know, everybody's just kind of like shitting their pants right now. Okay. Let's get rid of this blade. And let's bring the guys out. See what's going on here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Doomsday number 1. We've already seen Doomsday number 1. God, that's sick. The colors look so cool. Let's see Doomsday number 2, exploding slightly differently here. You notice on the first one, we've got some extra kind of destruction here on the bottom right corner. It's splitting out more down here on the second one, whereas the first one is kind of, the border is more disintegrated, bit more powerful of an explosion. The colors are so beautiful, though. It's kind of nice seeing these, you know, like black menacing magic cards kind of lit up with these contrasting colors. I think it's very cool. Kind of looks nice next to the Guardian Beast's face here as well. So that's the first Doomsday. This is the second Doomsday. And they're all similar but slightly different, which is exactly what I wanted. Let's see what the next one's looking like here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is so awesome. This is so freaking awesome. Thank you so much, Steve. You did a fantastic job on these. They look really, really nice. Wow. I'm kind of just awestruck here. And look at this one. This one's got a massive explosion all down the side here. This is also a powerful Doomsday, you can tell. Let's see here. I mean, this is just basically going to be a video of me marveling over over these Doomsdays, but I hope you find this this pretty cool. I've been waiting for these since November, actually. No fault on Steve. We had a long postal strike in Canada, and so it was kind of like, I just kind of reached out to Steve and was like, there's no need in you starting to paint these now. Let me let you know once we've got things cleared up over here in Canada. And so we did that, and he got them painted, and now they are here ready to be slotted into this Doomsday deck. My goodness, I am kind of obsessed with this. This is so freaking cool. So there is a funny kind of predicament, though, that we find ourselves in here, which is that I placed this order before I played Doomsday at Eternal Weekend in Pittsburgh this year. And when I played Doomsday in Pittsburgh, I was gifted by Brandon the signed foil Future Sight Doomsday, which is in here, and which not unfortunately, I think it has to remain in the deck because it's one of the most special cards that I own now. But this is my other favorite Doomsday. It was signed by, you can see like Wonder Pro, Brandon, Pissner, all kinds of other names that I can't fully uh, read out. We have Romario here, another Doomsday master. My friend Goffman signed the side of the card for me, who's also a Doomsday player. But this is kind of like a really, really cool keepsake of mine. And this is obviously a very unique Doomsday. Not only is it a sweet foil Future Sight Doomsday, but it was also signed by so many of the great masters who have played this deck, and it somehow ended up in my possession. I don't know that I 100% deserve to have this card in my possession, but you know, I did quite well at Eternal Weekend. The cards fell in the right way for me. I had some lucky matchups, and I think played pretty well throughout the day. And I ended up having the highest record at the end of it, and as a result, I got this awesome Doomsday, which I mean, this is just so cool. Like, thank you so much to Brandon. It's really cool to be a part of a Magic community where people care so much about the archetype and are willing to do like really neat things like this to kind of honor the deck. And so the predicament then is that this Doomsday, I think, just because it's so special, needs to remain, I think, in my Legacy Doomsday deck, which means we're going to be rocking this Doomsday, which was altered by so many of you with your wonderful signatures. And then we're going to have to select 3 of these Doomsdays to go into the Legacy deck. And then I'm thinking that the one that we don't use here will then be slotted into my my Glarb CEDH Doomsday deck. I mean, it would be natural, of course, to put this Doomsday into the CEDH Doomsday deck, but you know, you win it playing Legacy. It deserves to be represented in the deck, and it feels really nice casting Personal Tutor and then grabbing this Doomsday and just setting it on top of your deck for your opponent to see and be like, what's that? And then I can point at it and they're like, oh no. It puts the fear of God in them. And so I think we need to keep maintain that kind of fear. It's always good to put your opponent on edge. In any case, these are the Doomsdays that I got painted. I am very happy with them, and they will be slotted into this list, and they will be used, and I'm sure they will be marveled at by our opponents as well. It's too bad that we can't scan these bad boys into Magic Online to use them, but I don't know if Steve is able to alter my Magic Online copies of Doomsday too. I don't think it works like that, unfortunately. But yeah, let's just take a quick glance here at these again. These are really, really sweet Doomsdays. My goodness. Silence. Silence to appreciate aesthetic beauty. You love to see it. I've got some perfect hearts here that we're going to slot those in to try to keep them really safe, and then I'm going to put them into the deck, but I'll probably do that after the videos. I've got this microphone in front of me, and I just can't focus on what's happening and doing multiple things at once, unfortunately. In any case, I did not play at this 1K on the weekend, but this is the deck that I would have played at the 1K. It's the same deck that I used in my previous video, but I thought I would show you the real Magic cards. So I'm just going to try to get this positioned here, and we'll just kind of scroll through, and I'll show you the versions of the cards that I'm using. So this is the unique 1-of-1 serialized Doomsday signed by all of you, which I will always play, and this will always be one of my favorite cards I own. Yeah, there's just nothing fucking cooler than this. So hell yeah, everybody. Thank you so much. Honestly, it means the world. This is really, really cool. Really awesome. So yeah, we've got the sweet Doomsday, and then we've got still sweet non-altered Doomsdays, but now we can imagine, right, that this is like this or something, and that looks pretty freaking awesome too. Sorry, the cards are not in order because I was kind of shuffling them, so we're going to take them out of order, but that's totally fine. We've got Doomsday, we've got Original Alliance, Force of Wills. I would love these to be foiled, box topper Force of Wills, but that's just not in the cards, unfortunately. Um, ooh, white border Italian underground sea. I like the white border ones because they have the kind of darker art, more definite painting, similar to like the unlimited versions on like the English revised. So I've got one Italian underground sea, which is pretty cool. Then my other ones are all English, and we'll see those shortly. But yeah, this is so cool. I like that. We've got a foil stamped. I think this is a pre-release Thassa's Oracle. Got to have the shiny Oracle. Blind your opponent. You know, maybe they'll forget that they have consigned to memory in their hands because of this the foil off this off this Thassa. We've got one of the, I think it's the Expedition foil Cavern of Souls. You got to cast your wizards or merfolks in style, right? It's always important to do so. Another Force of Will. I really like this version of Duress. It's the one that I like to use. This is the etched foil version. I think the art is really cool. We'll see shortly that I've got some Juja Ito Thoughtseizes in here, and so I like the way that the Japanese Duresses play next to the Thoughtseize. I've always liked this art very much, and so it's the art that I have chosen. We've got classic copy of Days here. This one's not foil again. Got to take things piecemeal, right? Eventually, maybe one day. Here's one of the nice underground seas. This one's in really nice condition. One of them is like very close that I have is very close to near mint. But yeah, you can kind of see the difference in the art on the Italian underground sea compared to the American one. Just a little bit darker on the right here. But they're both, of course, fantastic and beautiful Magic cards. There's the aforementioned, whoops. Well, there is a Scalding Tarn, and here is an aforementioned Juja Itu Thoughtseize. You got to love this version of Thoughtseize. I love that the kind of character is just getting absolutely mangled on the card art. The bones are just getting sucked out of the flesh into some kind of centrifuge. You love to see it. You love to hope that your opponents feel this way when you cast this spell, targeting them. Scalding Tarn, classic fetch land, not much to say there. Undercity Sewers, new mainstay of Legacy. I decided to, well, when I bought this, the only one that my local store had was foil, and this was like before they kind of skyrocketed in price, and so it's kind of neat that, I don't know, I got this for not very much back then. Here we've got a beta swamp signed by Mr. Dan Fraser himself, and I actually got Dan to sign this for me at Eternal Weekend, and then he just started drawing this sweet kind of ooze falling off of the branches of the swamp, and I was like, hell yeah, this is really cool. I like having slight alterations on some of the cards, and what better thing to alter than a basic swamp, you know? Get Dan Fraser to sign that. This is a nice swamp. It's not very nice condition wise, but it's nice now that I've got this signature on it. Yeah, I really like having my two beta basics in the deck. You always love to see it. Another copy of Doomsday. Not much to add there. And we've got the Portal personal tutor action here. We've got some etched foil Lotus Petals. Another personal tutor. Another foil Thassa. This one doesn't have a stamp. It's just a plain old foil Thassa. Polluted Delta. Foil Torment Cabal Ritual. This is a this is a beautiful Magic card. I love the way that the old foils look. I love the shooting star or whatever that is on the bottom. The black old foils look especially sharp. But yeah, you gotta cast your Doomsdays in style, folks. Another copy of Days. Love to see it. Another Lotus Petal. Here comes another foil Cabal Ritual. Oh, yeah. Love it. The Lion's Eye Diamond. Never thought I would get this one, but it is, of course, crucial to our strategy. Very important to have. Um, what more can I say? Just got to give that little lion a pat and hope they don't have force of will. Oh, speaking of casting our Doomsdays in style, check this out. Particularly, you want to be looking at those corners because they are rounded. They are a little different than the other corners in the deck. So yes, this is one of my alpha dark rituals. What a fantastic, beautiful, classic, iconic card. And I mean, yeah, they go together like two peas in a pod. Ponder, turtle ponder. I don't know about this. I saw this art and I just like started laughing and I thought it was really funny to just have this like dumb turtle in my deck that also is just filled with like all these sick cards like Alpha Dark Rituals, Foil Cabal Rituals, Altered Doomsdays. You just see this turtle with like a hot dog, a pizza, and a donut. So Bosch and Roll, I got to sign this at Eternal Weekend. I made like a joke about this in my tournament report, but I really love it. So I only played 3 Ponders at Eternal Weekend. And so I like showed up at the convention hall and I remembered that Bosch had this 3-for-1 trading kind of like meet and greet on the night that I got there. And so I like swung by and there were a bunch of people there with cards to get Bosch to sign. And I was kind of like, I didn't bring all 4 Ponders, but of course, like Bosch's slogan is Island Ponder Keep, and so I'm like, Bosch, I need you to sign my, I need you to sign my Ponders for me, and he's like, oh yeah, like for sure. And so I lay down these 3, turtle Ponders, and he kind of looked at me and he's like, are you here to play Vintage? And I was like, no, I'm playing Legacy. I just only have 3 Ponders in my deck, and we had a little chuckle about that. And he asked like what I was playing instead of the 4th Ponder, and I said that I was playing Spoils of the Vault. But it didn't occur to me at that moment that I should get Bosch then to sign my Spoils of the Vault as the 4th Ponder. So I actually had to track Bosch down again later on in the weekend, and he was so nice to like sit down for a second and sign my 4th Ponder, which is this foil Spoils of the Vault. And so we've got the full signed playset of Ponders here, the signed playset of Doomsday Ponders, that is, in 3 copies of actual Ponder and 1 copy of Spoils of the Vault. And now I feel aesthetically like locked into just playing this 3-1 split for the rest of time, though I imagine that in a metagame sooner or later this will no longer be correct. Who knows? But I'm here for it. Here's my 4 signed Bosch and Roll Ponders. Another Personal Tutor, another Polluted Delta, Mercadian Mask Brainstorm. This is always important. I love the Mercadian Mask Brainstorms. These are by far my favorite brainstorms. I will always use Mercadian Mask Brainstorms, and of course I cannot afford foil ones. Here's a Misty Rainforest. Very nice, very nice. Here's another one of these Doomsdays that we have to pretend is actually one of these Doomsdays. Another copy of Thoughtseize. Another copy of Brainstorm. Nice foil Future Sight. Street Wraith. Love this. This was actually a recent pickup. There was a Boxing Day sale at one of the stores in Canada where it was 15% off all foils, and they had 2 mod played foil Future Sight Street Wraiths, and I was like, let's put those in the deck. Of course, another Brainstorm. Ooh, this one's really cool. This is my Beta Island, also signed by Mark Poole. And when Mark Poole was signing it, I was like, can you do anything to it that makes it feel like Doomsday? and Mark was like, I could perhaps draw a few meteorites on your island real quick. And so this is an island getting rained down on the, like, I don't know, fire from space, basically. Doomsday could come from some kind of meteor shower, perhaps, and this island is certainly about to experience the end of time. Some brontosauruses went extinct on this island after Mark Poole drew these flaming rocks. Also, like, Mark Poole's signature is so sick. I mean, I love the extended E. I just love everything about this. This is very cool. It's a nice island to fetch into play to cast that Thassa's Oracle. Got another Force of Will here, another Personal Tutor, another Alpha Dark Writ. This one's beautifully off center. Look at this classic Alpha. These ones are like, they're in like pretty nice condition for Alpha cards too. But yeah, look at that meaty black border on the left side there. That is so wild. You gotta love to see it. I certainly do. Here's another copy of Force of Will, another Lotus Petal. Here's the weird ass Consider. I love this Consider, especially because of the flavor text. The darkest times provoke the clearest visions, it says here on the bottom, and that to me, I mean, rings so true for Doomsday, because you're putting Doomsday on the stack, and then you need to have this like super clear plan about what to do afterwards. And so yes, indeed, the darkest times do provoke the clearest visions. The clearest way to an oracle, one might say. And this like red border is just hilarious. Really kind of like the acid trip style of this card. It's always fun to see. I also just like having these weird cards in my deck when my opponents are like looking through my exile pile. It might throw off their train of thought when they're just like, what the fuck is this red border card doing? I've never seen a red border card before, you know? Love that Consider. Another Polluti D. Another Polluti D. Another Underground C. There. So hard for me to do this. Sorry about the glare. Love a nice Underground C. Another Street Wraith. It's a foil feature site. Edge of Autumn. Love me these foil cyclers. Flooded Strands. Verdant Catacombs. Another Alpha Ritual. This one's also pretty heavy on the left side there in terms of the centering, but still a gorgeous old artifact from our game that will hopefully maintain its value as the years go by. Regardless, I will be casting many Doomsdays with these Dark Rituals. I got them at Eternal Weekend, put them in my deck before the main event, and every Doomsday I cast there through a Dark Ritual came through one of these. And I expect that almost every Doomsday I cast through a Dark Ritual from here until the end of time will come through one of these. Oh, speaking of the devil, there's another one, the last one. Another Mercadian Mass Brainstorm, another Thoughtseize, another Edge of Autumn, and then this is my third foil Cabal Ritual. This one was altered by Jeff. I can never pronounce his last name, but Jeff L., who did the show and tell art and Recurring Nightmare. So these are the teeth from Recurring Nightmare drawn around the side of this Cabal Ritual. I saw it. I was like, you know, this is pretty sweet. A nice foil, damaged Cabal Ritual that's all altered by another iconic artist from the game. So this one's always really nice, and I sometimes slot it into my Glarb CEDH deck when I'm feeling fancy because it's kind of a one of. But yeah, that's that, and this is the last Underground C. So that's the 60 card main deck that I have been playing recently on Magic Online, and I have a local tomorrow night, so I'm gonna play it there as well. In terms of the sideboard, it's pretty straightforward. We've got the Jace Wielder of Mysteries, the Snow-Covered Island. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Force of Negation. Never really want to leave home without these days. I really like having 4 Force of Negations in my Doomsday deck. We've got 3 more duresses and a Cabal Therapy. I bought this Cabal Therapy at Eternal Weekend. I decided to cut Sheldock Emrakul from my list last minute the night before the tournament, and I ran from my hotel room back to the convention center before it was closed. And the only shop that was still open was Card Titan. And I went up to them and I was like, yo, do you guys have a Cabal Therapy? And the guy was like, we do have a Cabal Therapy. And he got the Cabal Therapy and he handed me the Cabal Therapy and he said, great card if you've got creatures to sacrifice. And I just started laughing because the only 2 creatures in my deck at Eternal Weekend were Thassa's Oracle, and you probably want to cast this before you cast Thassa's Oracle. I never intended really to flash this back, except if it came up maybe in like some crazy corner case double Oracle pile. But I thought it was funny that I was like, yeah, I'm just using it so that I can get 2 consigns or 2 endurances at the same time. And so I still like having that in there. And it actually is pretty nice with these 4 copies of Barogoyf, because we can have like a Doomsday pile, for example, if you have a Barogoyf out. I mean, this is silly. You put this on your bingo card if you haven't done it. You build a Doomsday pile, you have a Barogoyf out. You attack with your Barogoyf, you mill your whole pile, and then put Thassa's Oracle into your hand, and then you've got Cabal Therapy among the cards that are milled with the Barogoyf. And then you sack Daddy Goyf to the Cabal Therapy, and you name Consign to Memory. You rip like 3 consigns out of your opponent's hand, and then you cast your Thassa's Oracle and win. That's the idea anyways. But yeah, I hope that comes up for me at some point. I think I like made the joke to Brandon, and he's like, I think I've done that like twice. And I was like, nice. I'm still waiting for it to happen to me. And then we've got the 5th creature here in the Shieldred, the Apocalypse. Still a classic big booty that gains life, makes your opponent lose life, has Death Touch. It's a 4/5. Can't be Pyroblasted, can't be bolted. Just don't tell it about Caracas, you know? In any case, that is my legacy paper Doomsday deck with the art choices that I have. I have like a few other cards that I swap out, and maybe I'll do, if you guys enjoy this video, maybe I'll do another video like this showing some of my other Doomsday cards. I like, for example, actually, maybe I can go grab these really quick because they're kind of cool. 1 second, I will return. Like, for example, these 2 foil Xantid Swarms, which I really want to try. I know they were in the Wonder Pro list that I was messing around with in like my second video. And I think we like played it and it just got killed by a fatal push. But I like the idea of having just like a mini bug Teferi that just comes in and splits the Red Sea for you. This is basically like Moses if Moses was an insect, essentially. Just like Teferi is like Moses if Moses was a planeswalker. Yeah, anyways, how about we shuffle this deck, draw 7 cards, decide if we would keep or mull the hand, and then I will close out this video. But yeah, basically just while I'm shuffling here, we've made some advancements. We've got the new microphone. I've got an audio interface beside me. I'm looking still into how I can set up a webcam. I would like to use a webcam while I play, but the desktop that I have, like I'm using my MacBook right now, but the desktop that I'm using does not have a webcam. I was having some trouble trying to connect my phone to OBS, so I might pick up a webcam just off Amazon if there's one that's not too expensive. Hopefully the quality will be fine. I do have this light here that can help, but yeah, I'm looking forward to everything. I was going to make another video soon as well, similar to this one, where I thought I would kind of talk over like what my aim is with this channel, like what I'm trying to do with the kind of content that I'll be putting out, and also maybe just going over like who I am more and my experience playing this game. So I'm going to hopefully record that video in the near future as well, because I think it's time to kind of present a coherent thesis statement for what this channel is trying to be about. And it's mostly going to be about experimentation. But I will go over that in more detail in this kind of theoretical introduction slash thesis statement for my channel. It might sound strange to you that I have a thesis statement for my channel, but I don't know. I've been doing philosophy for a long time, and I like things that have thesis statements. So that's that. All right, let's see what we've got here. We got 7 cards. Do we keep them all? We have a Misty Rainforest. Oh, we have an Alpha Dark Ritual. So that's pretty cool. We have another Alpha Dark Ritual. We've got a Force of Will. We've got a Flooded Strand. We've got a Street Wraith. And we've got an Undercity Sewers. Sorry, the glare is terrible here. I don't know that I keep this hand. I feel like if this was like a Doomsday and this Undercity Sewers was a blue card, this hand would be like the bee's knees. But I don't know. It doesn't really have a way to find the Doomsday. It's still missing a second blue card to protect the Doomsday. So I might be inclined to mulligan this hand. What would you do if you were confronted with this hand? Let me know in the comments below. In any case, sorry that we did not have some gameplay this week. Well, the week's not over yet. I might have some time to actually record some Magic tomorrow, but I don't know. I got this envelope in the mail, and I was like, I need to open this, and I kind of wanted to open it and show you all as well. So thanks again to Steve for hooking me up with these sweet Doomsdays. Thanks to Brandon for orchestrating that awesome signed Doomsday that is now conflicting in some way with these 4 nice altered Doomsdays. Thank you to everybody for watching the videos. I've gotten way more subscribers this past month than I was ever intending on getting. I think we have like 50 now or something, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not much by comparison to to other channels, but given that I'm just some dude who studies philosophy and plays Magic on the side, I'm very happy that there are people watching the Doomsday content and enjoying it. So we'll get back to that in the near future. But for now, we are signing out. You guys have a wonderful day. Feel free to like the video if you liked it. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, feel free to do that as well. Have a wonderful evening, day, or morning. Cheers and happy Doomsdaying.